Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 17th. We're going to jump right in here, Taurus. You start off with this wolf spirit. It says, turn knowledge into wisdom. You also have the seahorse. It says, watch and wait. So I feel for a lot of you that you've been learning a lot, and now it's time to get moving. Three of Wands really says, what are you waiting for? He has an opportunity in front of him. He has those three ships that are on the water, and he could easily swim out to those boats and get on one of them and go on a new adventure. So I kind of feel this is saying you are as prepared as you are going to be for some sort of new adventure. It could be like starting a new relationship, starting a business, whatever you're doing. And I feel it's time for you to kind of like take that leap of faith. So yeah, I would definitely get moving. And again, the turn knowledge into wisdom card, I feel, is just saying that you have everything you need to basically get started. But you have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Death card in your first row. This is definitely like a change that wants to happen. The Three of Wands, again, he's kind of like looking out into the water at those boats that are in front of him. A lot of people, read the Three of Wands as your ships coming in, which it definitely can represent, but the boats are pointing out. So they've already come in, and now it's time for you to jump on one of those boats and take it as an opportunity. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion, sorry. And the Three of Wands is a card of expansion, and like expanding with the universe. We are in a pretty expansive time, but I think we have a choice. We have Jupiter and Gemini right now, and Jupiter and Gemini is like two. It's the twins. So it kind of says like you have a choice on whether to expand or not. You have a choice on whether to, change your world or not. It's kind of like up to you what happens in a situation, right? Now you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success. So whatever you're thinking about doing, I think there's going to be quick, rapid success with the Eight of Wands, but you're going to have to get started. And I also feel that you're going to have to be committed. We have the Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, which is a card of marriage, but this doesn't have to mean marriage. It could just say that it is time for you to commit to something that you are doing or something that you're working on. So I really do feel that type of energy here with these cards, that it's kind of like time for you to commit or, get moving or start working on something that you're thinking about working on. I also feel there could be communication, by the way. We have the Six of Cups and Two of Cups, and not really a love reading yet, but if you're looking for love, there definitely could be communication. You have the Death card. It's like something is no longer working, is kind of the feeling I get here. This right here, the King, is dead on the Death card, and the King being dead on the Death card kind of just represents the fact that even kings die. So nothing lasts forever. Things are always going through changes and transformations. And I feel like for some of you, it's kind of like that your circumstances need to change. And again, this is not like a bad thing or a scary thing. I think you just know that it's time for a change, and maybe you see the writing on the wall, so you're kind of like making a change, whether it's like you need to make more money, or maybe your job just isn't cutting it anymore, or your love life or whatever, right? With the Three of Wands, yes, Ten of Swords. Something is dead, done, over with. He's standing at the top of that hill here, and he's kind of looking out on the horizon towards those boats. The Ten of Swords kind of says like where you are, you've learned enough from your current world, really. And, for Taurus, I think it's very simple. I think Taurus is kind of are working towards stepping into a new world, or they are stepping into a new world. And because of that, I feel this is leading to you, making changes, or, doing something differently, or something. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is saying it's like time to step in, leave the old world behind, and for you to kind of create your new reality. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands twice, here and then at the end here. The Knight of Wands is about being a builder. I look at him as a true builder in the tarot, and if he doesn't know how to do something, he builds it, or he basically figures it out. He's also fearless, so he has to move towards a new beginning fearlessly, and I do feel you could be embracing like this more courageous energy. You even have the Queen of Wands as well. And I look at the Queen of Wands as like needing to be bold and assertive and confident, but she also kind of like moves towards things fearlessly. And we'll talk about that in a minute. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Swords, a victory. Ace of Swords is a sacrifice. With the Ace of Swords, we have to kind of like cut one thing out so that we can have something better. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be making the sacrifice of cutting something out in your life so that you can have something better. The sword cuts both ways. And, it's usually a good thing when we cut something out with the Ace of Swords, because usually whatever we're cutting out was kind of like dead weight in the first place, or whatever we cut out was taking up too much time, effort, and energy. But you're definitely removing something that has transformed or is like dead from your life. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this observer card and this round and round card. I don't really feel there's anything unexpected for you at this time, but I do feel that if there's a round and round situation, something that has just been repeating, been on repeat, or something that you can't bring to an end, I feel like that is the thing that you are removing from your life. So I definitely feel that here with the round and round card and the observer card. I also feel that you could be kind of seeing it's like you're finally seeing the things in your life that are causing these round around situations, and this could be your own thoughts, or it could be like how you feel about yourself, or the words that you use like against yourself, and those are the things that you could be removing. It doesn't even have to be anything physical that you're cutting out. It could just be maybe you talk negatively about yourself, or maybe you're realizing that you've been stuck in a certain story and now you're looking to change it. The thing with the Queen of Wands, your first card here, is that she is a card of kind of like learning as you go. So with the Queen of Wands, we have to get started, but we also have to kind of like follow our desire. She has this sunflower right here. The sunflowers in the tarot, they point towards the sun. So they point towards, things that will bring us joy, happiness, enlightenment, whatever. And I feel for a lot of you, this is encouraging you to move towards the sun, or move towards your joy, happiness, all that other good stuff. She's also not afraid to be unique. She's not afraid to do things that other people don't quite understand. So you might, and that's popping into my head, that like people might not understand the things that you're doing, but who cares? It's like when you pull up to their house in a Lamborghini because you started that business they didn't understand. Who cares, right? And I feel like that's what this is saying, is like, yeah, people aren't going to understand it, but you don't need them to understand it to be successful. You have the Seven of Wands. I almost feel like this is something that needs to be released for you here intuitively, Taurus. Seven of Wands, like I think it's a good card. Personally, I think it's a card of conviction. It says when you know that something is for you, that's when it's for you. But again, I kind of get this feeling in your reading that the Seven of Wands is saying that there is something that you are trying to defend or protect, and it's almost like you need to not. It's like, again, there's nothing to prove. I think that's what the Queen of Wands is really getting at in your reading, is it's like your results will speak for themselves, and that's all you need to know. Like there's nothing that you need to protect or defend or prove to other people. It's like your results will prove it, and really that's all that matters. So I kind of feel maybe this could be approval as well. That's not really what the card represents, but again, I read intuitively, and I feel some of you might be like looking for approval or whatever, but it's like I feel like no one even shares your vision right now. So it's like if people can't see your vision, then you're just not going to get their approval, plain and simple. And so I feel this is saying like your results will speak for themselves. It's like when you get done with this journey, Knight of Wands, when you have built whatever it is that you're trying to build in your life right now, it's like that's when people will see your vision. And that's it. You have the High Priestess. You have this big vision. The High Priestess, she really, she can represent intuition, all that other stuff, mystery, secrets, blah, blah, blah. But she really represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head here on this card. And so the High Priestess is meant to represent a time where sometimes we start something in life, like whatever it is, new relationship, business, an idea, and it has unlimited potential. The sky is the limit. There are no limits. There's no limit to what you can accomplish. And so I feel that the High Priestess is saying, she is encouraging you to trust your intuition, because again, maybe you are being intuitively led in a new direction in your life. And it's like, yeah, people aren't going to understand it, but you have to do it. With the Queen of Wands there, you have the Eight of Cups. I think that you are walking away from whatever this ending is, or like a difficult ending. I think Taurus is pretty much the number one sign that is really number one focused on changing their story. Like whatever your old story is, and even if you're 70 years old, you could still be changing your story. And also I think Taurus is the number one sign to really embrace this like new world energy, or to step into the new world. And so if you're like the first sign or first person that's entering into this new world, the rules are different. People are not going to understand what you're doing. With the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands, both cards represent perseverance to me. Nine of Wands is a card of perseverance. Seven of Wands is the card of persistence. But basically, you have to be persistent to be perseverant. So, to me, they're basically the same thing. I do feel like you are being persistent. I would also like protect your ideas right now. Like it might be a good time not to share your ideas, right? Just so other people don't get in the way, just so other people don't tell you your idea is stupid and then you don't do it, right? So it might be a good time to put up those kinds of boundaries. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Cups. Could be a very intuitive connection here. You have the High Priestess and the Hierophant. To me, those two are better than the Emperor and the Empress together. They really represent like a spiritual connection or something that is much deeper than just like a regular old connection, right? Something that has more legs, something that where you're maybe being divinely guided towards this person. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have security and voyage on this card. Some of you could be going on an adventure, traveling, moving, going on vacation. You know, it is summer, so of course. But I feel that you could be going on an adventure, and this could be the adventure of love. You know, maybe I do think it's a good time for you for love, Taurus, and you could be meeting something, you know, kind of like it's almost like you're having an encounter here with these Six of Cups. You know, there could be some sort of like magical encounter that you're having. And, you know, it could be like a random meeting or, you know, maybe you go to an event or you just kind of like bump into a person. It's like that's the type of feeling I get on the Six of Cups. So there could be a very strong connection coming in for you if you're looking for love. I personally look at the Six of Cups as a childlike connection, like something that's much more, you know, playful, fun, and definitely like a soulmate. You know, this is like soulmate type energy here. You also have again, Two of Cups twice, Two of Cups right next to it. And the Two of Cups is a great connection, one where there's great communication, you know, especially showing up in the good stuff at the end there. You know, there would be positive communication, you know, kind of like understanding each other. The thing about the Two of Cups is that it's usually a person who's different than your usual type. So this could be a person where they're just different than your usual type. You have the Hierophant as well. The Hierophant can represent marriage, of course. It doesn't have to. It could just represent a commitment. Also can represent a divinely guided connection. These two guys here, they're being initiated by the Hierophant into something. And so it's almost like you could be attracting a person where it's like the two of you are being initiated or you're being guided towards each other. And I really do get that feeling here where this is more like a divine, you know, divine connection, whatever you want to call it. I also feel that for a lot of you that this could be a very blessed connection. So the two of you together, you know, it's like you could be receiving blessings together. Or the two of you together, you know, it's more kind of like divinely guided is what I'm trying to spit out here. I'm also getting something else here about like more outside the box thinking. You know, the Hierophant can represent inside the box thinking. With these two cards here, Seven of Wands and Nine of Wands, you know, if you're working on any projects or businesses or anything like that, I think it needs more, you know, more unique energy. I got the word unique on the Queen of Wands. And, you know, I feel like you know, it's just like you might have a certain idea of how something's going to work out. And I feel like the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands, it's like they're saying allow things to work how they want to work. You have the Devil here, and the Devil can represent a toxic connection or, you know, can represent kind of like toxic energy. I do get like a little bit of toxic vibes here. So I would be careful of like people who are toxic. I think this is more, you know, people who are going to hate on your ideas, people who are going to tell you that you're moving in the wrong direction. We really see this right here, you know, from the Ten of Swords through the Seven of Wands and Nine of Wands. It might just be a good time to have boundaries, to protect your ideas. It might be a good time just not to share your ideas with the wrong people, you know, all that other good stuff. With the Six of Cups, you have the Death card here. Yeah, you go from death to death. Sorry to keep switching, but there's a lot of connections in this reading, and we go death to death right here. So, you know, definitely a transformation in your life in general. The Six of Cups, again, is this childlike energy, and the Six of Cups can represent embracing your inner child, and that could be part of the change that's happening. It does look, you know, this reading looks a little bit more playful to me. I mean, Queen of Wands, she learns as she goes. She kind of sets out to accomplish a goal, and she doesn't really care how she accomplishes it. Same thing with the Knight of Wands. He doesn't really care how he accomplishes something, but he's willing to learn as he goes. You know, both of them, they're both willing to, you know, figure things out. And if changes happen. They're willing to change. The other thing I really like about the Death card is that you know, the Death card has the two pillars from the moon showing up in the background here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars. So it can kind of say that you're leaving behind a moon period, a period of darkness and not being sure what to do or what direction to move in, and you're getting more clarity. You have the Five of Cups with that Hierophant. Five of Cups can represent sadness or regrets, but the Five of Cups is about looking on the bright side. And I think that some of you need that right now, like more bright side thinking. With the Devil, here you go. You have the Moon. See, this is the thing, is I think there could be a person or people that are stuck in a moon period, but you're being led towards the sun. Queen of Wands, she has that sunflower that points towards the sun. The Death card, the sun coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon. So I would protect yourself from, people, places, and things that put you in a state of confusion, lack of clarity, not understanding things, all that, right? You have this card that says your commitment is being tested. I think everybody's commitment is being tested this week. By the way, this is a very collective energy. But if there's something you want to accomplish, keep going. Don't give up. You have this card that says the answers you need are coming. Yes. So I think that for a lot of you, you could be getting like divine guidance here. High Priestess, the Hierophant. That the answers that you need are pushing you forward. You have the Two of Cups and showing up in the good stuff. The Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. So again, a lot of you could be getting this might not just be love. This could be kind of guidance from your higher self. I think it would be a great time to, tap into your higher self. However you do that, through meditation, sleeping, through meditating, through whatever it is. And I think you could get a lot of answers there. I also do feel that there could be kind of like a little bit of a magical, like I said, a magical encounter, I think is what I said with the Six of Cups. But obviously, if all you're doing is sitting at home on your couch, you're not going to have a magical encounter on your couch, right? So you have to put yourself into situations where you can have a magical encounter. If you want love, leave your house, go meet people, go do something, take a class, right? If you are looking to improve your finances, same thing. Learn something new. Go to a business meeting. Go to a networking event. Again, things don't just happen in life, and definitely tarot cannot make anything happen for you. It's not magic. This is literally a piece of paper with a picture on it. I'm just some dude on the internet, right? So, get out of the house, plain and simple. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about going on the adventure, leaving the house, getting out of the house. Again, if you're doing the same thing you did yesterday, today you're stuck, as John Taffer says. So you have to make a change. I think we are definitely in a time, the reason I preach this stuff so much is we are definitely in a time where nothing is just going to happen for you. You have to make things happen. And so I would go do that with the Knight of Wands, plain and simple. You have the Nine of Cups as well. Nine of Cups, you always get the Nine of Cups with me. I'm pretty sure it's you. Nine of Cups is about bathing in the energy of something you want before you can have it. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is saying you need to be in the energy of what you want to be before you can have it. And so we can adopt the habits, we can adopt the techniques, the tools, we can learn from people who are more successful than us in whatever it is that we do. And then we can go put those things into practice, and that's what will change our life, right? So that's what I would do there with the Nine of Cups. With the Two of Cups, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is about seeing things from a new perspective. I think that you could be attracting a person here who makes you see things from a unique perspective. This could be love, but it definitely does not have to be love. This could just be a mentor, a guide. I would be looking for a person that you disagree with. That's what the Two of Cups and the Hangman is saying to me. It's like they might tell you, oh, do these things in your business. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, that doesn't work, right? But it definitely does. So I would be looking for unique perspectives. I think those are the perspectives that are going to move you forward. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. It's like you're finally ending some sort of toxic cycle. I really do feel that, especially with this row here. And then we go from the Devil to the Nine of Swords here. So it's like you're ending this is showing up in the good stuff. So obviously this is something you're bringing to an end. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles can be like good news or positive new direction as well. That's kind of like the words I'm getting here. Could also be a new person. I look at the Page of Pentacles as you like meeting a new person or having a new encounter with a new person. And that's definitely what could be going on here. But let's see. You have this frying pan that says trouble, accusations. I feel like you're worried about stirring up trouble, and I wouldn't even worry about it. I think you should be a troublemaker right now with that Queen of Wands. You have this door. It says opportunities are waiting for you, but it's on the other side of a new perspective is really what I feel like this should be saying. So that door is closed. It's like you haven't opened it yet. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to, go have new experiences so that you can open these doors. You also have this gong card. It says an exciting event. Again, magical encounter. I was getting those words with at the top there. So I feel that for a lot of you, that you could be having some sort of magical encounter or something like that. You have this dark woman. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair, and you have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. So some of you are clearly birthing new ideas. I think these new ideas are, again, for some of you, I feel like these new ideas are things that you think don't work. So I would be open to those unique ideas or different ways of doing things. You also have these two cards want to come out together. You have this card that says feeling tied down or frustrated, and then you have this butterfly. It says a change for the better. So definitely, if you've been feeling frustrated or like you're not moving forward, there could be a much bigger change coming in for you. But this looks really good, Taurus. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.